UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Hello there, thank you so much for keeping it with us on UBC TV. I'm Robert Chirabo, Nyonyintono. Welcome to the Extra, where I usually have a guest or two and we discuss issues of national concern or issues that concern you and me. Now, this morning we are going to be looking at social protection and persons with disability, a call for action for the disability benefit, child disability benefit. Now, with me on set, I have my usual suspect when discussing social protection, and that is Marvin Joshua Onyanga. You're most welcome, Onyanga.
Thank you very much. It's good to have. It's good to be here today.
And just next to me, I have Joel Muwanguzi, who is the program officer that is at Foundation of Persons Affected by Dwarfism. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, my brother. But I'm Kawanguzi Joel. As he said, I'm from Foundation of Persons Affected by Dwarfism, a national organization for little persons, the very short people, like a Honorable Gabula Ezra, like a Sarah Short and the others. So it is that organization that advocates for inclusion of persons of short stature. Thank you so much, Nyonyintono.
Now, first, on a lighter note, now when we talk about persons affected by dwarfism, is it also under a disability? Is it a medical situation or a sickness?
In fact, it's not a sickness. You know, there is a difference between disability and a sickness. Sickness is something that there is medicine. Anytime it can be cured, or you can be on lifelong like HIV. But for disability, it's something that either you are born with or you get along the way, and you live with it up to any time. Now disability is something, it is that which stops you from doing that what you are supposed to do normally like any other person without it. For example, like we have different disability categories, and one of it is the little persons. In the Disability Act of 2022, we refer to it as little persons. But we shall be using persons of short stature and little persons. Why? You know, these are evolving words. As it comes, some people tend to misuse it. So,
little persons, then persons with short stature.
Yes.
Now, what makes the difference there?
It is the same. But when we were beginning in this advocacy, we started with the dwarfism. And the people misinterpreted this, calling us academic dwarf, you know, those bad words. So then we again went to little persons, which is reflected in the Disability Act. But again, there are some people that who refers you are little because you are short. So now we are referring to persons of short stature that at the right time we shall advocate and change the act.
Now, short stature, won't you include the people who are not supposed to be in that category?
Not real. Now, a person or a little person is a male is 4 feet and 10 inches. A female, 4 inch and 10 inches.
No, 4 feet.
So feet from down.
Yeah, 4 feet.
Yes, 4 feet.
So for a man, if you're 4 feet.
Yes, and 10 inches.
And 10 inches.
Yes, you are categorized. But not only just that, we have limited short limbs. I am not a little person. Me, I have a physical disability. But the little persons have short limbs. If you are very keen, you will find that the limbs are trying like to expand, but there is no way how it expands. Then another thing, their joints, they experience joint pains because of limited cartilage in the joints. Why? We are born, every person is born by cartilage that enables joint movement. But for ours, it's too small. So as you grow, it reduces. That's why Sarah Short is no longer on the stage. Because the activity she was doing, dancing, it led to increased reduction of the cartilage and now feels joint pains. The bones knock each other. So those are the little persons. Then the other side, we have the people of albinism. Then we have the blind, cerebral palsy. We have deaf blind, you are deaf, but also you are blind. We have epilepsy, people with epilepsy. In fact, I urge them to visit nearest hospitals or health centers to access epileptic drugs, such that if you're on this track, the drugs very well, you adhere very well, you not experience these convulsions. It's the same thing when you're HIV positive. Once you adhere very well, the viral load is stepped down. It becomes undetected, and you live a positive life. So, in short, that is the disability.
I want to thank you for that broad explanation and giving a background to that. Now I'll go to the man with social protection. He's very much passionate about social protection. To begin with, what is social protection?
Yes, thank you once again for that question. And I'm going to give you just a background of what social protection is. In the simplest terms, these are programs that address risks and vulnerabilities that may expose human beings, and human beings is a broad category, from the point of when someone is conceived to when they exit the earth. So all along that value chain, human beings are exposed to different risks and vulnerabilities that will make them income insecure and lead them to have undignified lives. So that is the simplest way I could look to break down this animal they call social protection. But if you go to different countries, it is looked at differently, depending on what it is that their needs are there. For us here in Uganda, you'll find that sometimes we limit social protection to programs that are predictable, that you are able to receive something on time. But when you go to other countries, it's a much broader range depending on how your social protection system has developed. But here in Uganda specifically, our policy provides for two pillars for social protection. We have the social security. Social security, the way it sounds, has to deal with either cash or in kind being dispersed to vulnerable persons who may not, who may need extra support, or who may have incurred some form of shock and need some form of support to address the shock that they have experienced. But then within that, we also have direct income support and social insurance. Social insurance, I think, for very many people, that is the most broadly understood one, because when you come to issues of NSSF, issues of medical, the element of social insurance always is fronted. So the population understands this much better. But for issues of direct income support, this is in-kind support that is given. This is cash or in-kind. It could be money or it could be food and other items that are put in place to address the vulnerabilities that people at different stages have. But what is very critical when you're dealing with direct income support is it has to be predictable and it has to be regular. If it does not meet that criteria of being predictable and regular, then at that point we cannot refer to it as direct income support, because someone cannot bank on it to plan for an eventuality. Then that, in essence, if it is not predictable and regular, that could be ideally something maybe which is a livelihood program, which is just in a place to alleviate something and then goes out of play. But the second pillar of social protection is social care and support services. And these are support and services that are given to persons that ideally would not be able to provide it for themselves. Key among those are persons with disability. This is not, in this case, this is not money, but these are services. And since we are coming into the aspect of discussing the International Day of Persons with Disabilities, it would be very important that we provide this linkage between social protection and how it is able to address issues of persons with disabilities, but also to show that the two pillars, the social security and social care and support services, are complementary in trying to alleviate the issues that persons with disability are affected by.
Okay, now the International Day of Persons with Disability is coming up. And of course, this calls for many persons with disabilities and the entire country to join the rest of the world. And briefly, I would want my brother here to comment on that, Joel. This day, of what significance is it to you people?
Yeah, maybe before the day, I wanted also to link social protection.
That we shall come to, but start with what I've asked.
That's great. Now, every 3rd of December, every year, we celebrate this day. The reason behind this is not just to eat, to do what, but one, is to appreciate where we have come from. For example, is to see, I remember those years when I was going to school, they used to tell me, my first day at school, they never enrolled me. Why? I did not pass interview. And the interviewer to touch the opposite ear. Okay? And you see, I'm too short, the head is big. So I could try to touch, but it couldn't. So I was just away. So with all those challenges what we went through, now different countries came together, or what we call under the UN body, and they came up with the UN Convention on Persons with Disability Rights, where Uganda ratified it in 2008 in June. Why? Is to ensure that there is access to services, there is a human rights-based model to ensure that persons with disabilities also are embedded, are planned for. It shouldn't be just something to come there and then and you just respond. Should be planned for, because we are citizens. So that's one, to ensure that persons with disabilities understand their rights. Two is to create awareness. For example, when we're going for population census recently, we had a lot of back and forth with UBOS. Because if you look at the Washington group of questions, could not bring out the different disability categories. And you know, numbers counts. So we had to work closely to ensure that we are also counted. To ensure that in the plan, because once you have these numbers, you plan for. So one of the things is to ensure how many are we? What are the challenges are we experiencing? Then 3 is also to appreciate what have we done better. For example, at least a huge number of persons with disabilities have gone to school. They are engineers, they are doctors, they are what? Then also what we are looking at now this day, social protection. Do we have employment? Yes, we have gone to school. So what? Okay? Another thing is to call upon the community leaders, the parents, not to discriminate persons with disabilities. For example, very many children, especially those, very many parents, especially those with severe disabilities, normally abandon these children. They think they can't do anything. So on this day, we bring out some of examples of children that have gone into these struggles, because everyone has a story. and what they are doing. For example, I normally, you remember Butcherman. He sang Rwachite Mumatira. It really brought up us on scene. And also gave us vigor to work harder, to ensure that they can see us. Nothing that we can get without work. Then also another thing is to create awareness that person with disabilities have a responsibility to contribute to the development of the country. I normally say that a person with disability only pain is that one who is poor and has never got education. But if you're a person with disability and you have gone into school and you have something to do, it means you are contributing to the development. You are giving people employment. You are supporting others. So as a person with disability, don't just sit there because the government, because people see you as someone who does not. We normally say, help yourself before others can help you. That's why there are these programs. We have, for example, Myoga. Do you know that the government gives a loan at 2% annually to persons? And vulnerable groups, of course, persons with disabilities are more prioritized. Okay? So where you normally go to run to the bank at 20%, 30%, come here and access this money. And the payback is not a grant. But when you bring it, they are reasonable accommodations for you to use it. Then also this day is to create a space to ensure that person with disabilities can speak out. Okay? Is to ensure that, for example, Uganda committed in the recent Disability Summit, committed on revamping the disability vocational centers like Chileka, Reza. Chileka is in Kampala, Reza still in Kampala, Entebbe side. We have Luti in Intungamo and the others. But they were there.
Do you know how we used to call that of Reza? I grew up in that area, and we used to call it Kupolio.
Why?
If you were directing anyone, Reza Kupolio.
Why? Because most of the people they knew as person with disabilities are those ones with the physical, especially those that came as a result of the polio effect. But now with the Disability Act 2022, there are 80 categories, as I explained earlier. So we need to see now. On the third, we want the government to table to us, where have you reached? Okay, what is missing? So it's not like to come to eat, we jump. Yes, we will do that, but is to ask for accountability. To ask for accountability. Like now, recently we're in Kalangala trying to finalize on the child disability benefit that he was talking about. And we are looking at every child with severe disability should get 100,000. And we are targeting from 0 to 17 years. It was a tug of war. Why they were telling me or telling us, you know, the government has no money, we should look only for children from 0 to 5 years. Then I told them, people, think of this parent who has a child 12 years of age. Of course, is menstruating, is a girl. You can't carry her on the back, and you are supposed to look for something. Don't you think it's also more vulnerable than the other one of 1 year? Okay? And this program is going to roll out once it is approved. It's going to start in 17 districts. But my call is take every child with disability for registration with NIRA. Number counts. Because at the end, if we don't have the numbers, so bila kanchogere ne mu Luganda, mutwale abaana abaliko obulemu mu NIRA mu registeringe. Buli bwe tubeera ne numbers kituyamba okuba akaleetu batuwulirize. So whoever have heard, please do that for me. It will help us to ensure that the child disability benefit is passed. Then another thing as person with disabilities, ask these MPs, once this policy is brought in Parliament, let them raise up their hands and pass it. Ask ministers, once it's before cabinet, tell them that please approve this thing, because I know what it means to have a disability. And I also, because it is a national TV, I call upon and also call Sewanyana, Honorable Sewanyana, is a member of parliament, who say that don't vote this person with disability because he cannot jump a miala, tabuka miala. We should move away from that and let him apologize. It is too bad. What he said is a member of parliament. He was there when they were passing the Disability Act. So this time I'm calling every person with disability in that constituency to put him on task to ensure that he does what is required as a member of parliament for persons or to every person with disability. So that's my call.
Well,
so maybe before you go, those are some of the things as we celebrate our day for persons of disability, is also to ensure that those wrong culprits, we put them on the right track. So it's not just celebrating, doing this, doing this. Yes. So thank you.
Now, also on the International Day, that is 3rd December, I want Marvin to chip in also.
Yes, there is a popular, I'm very happy for the submission that my colleague here, Joel, has provided on the issues of persons with disability. Very recently, I was conducting regional trainings for organizations of persons with disability on social protection inclusion. And within there, I picked up a few issues. At first, I thought that it was limited just to the knowledge that I have on the aspect of social protection and issues of disability. But as you can realize from what he's talking about, it is a lived experience. It is not something that is theoretical, that is being drawn out of a book, and he's trying to cascade it down to the lowest person, so that they're able to appreciate issues of disability. This International Day of Persons with Disability, in essence, is supposed to create awareness on the different barriers and limitations that persons with disabilities have, but also to showcase the different programs or the different available services that have been put in place to address some of the limiting factors that the limitations that persons with disabilities have. For this year, the theme for the year is wealth creation programs, and aimed at addressing the socio-economical inclusion of persons with disabilities. And in this sense, I think he has hinted on the child disability grant. Like I'd initially intimated, in social protection, we are trying to cover all aspects of a human being across the life cycle. And as you can see, even us as persons who do not have disabilities, we realize that we have very high levels of poverty. But for persons with disabilities, this is even made worse. The data shows that, first of all, in the country, persons with disabilities, we have 3.2% of Ugandans with some form of disability. So averagely, that comes down to about 6 million people.
Yeah, 6.4 million.
6.4 million people. Thank you for that correction. About 6.4 million people.
That's a big number of the population.
Yes. And these are those that have registered. These are those that have come out and said, this may be the form of disability that I have or not. And this is UBO's data. This is not a data that is created. So this child disability grant, ideally, what we are saying here is, yes, we have human beings across the spectrum of the life cycle, but government has said, or we are suggesting to government, that if you cannot address everything, let us start with them early. Let us have a catchment area when they are young. So this child disability grant is ideally supposed to address children with disabilities and their caregivers. That is from the ages of 0 to 17 years, because that is what is referred to as a child under the Constitution of Uganda. But going back to the issue of poverty, we had stated that Ugandans themselves, I think about the people that we refer to as being out of the money economy is about 40% out of the money economy. With that in mind, persons with disabilities experience 39.2% more expenses than a person who does not have a disability. So these wealth creation programs come in place, or the different social protection programs are very critical as a theme, first of all in this discussion, but also to point an eye at this critical need that people with disabilities have in terms of one, lacking employment, two, lacking training and employment and training, and therefore they are left behind and are not able to assert themselves into the economy. So this International Day of Persons with Disabilities is a very special day that we now get to showcase the different programs, the different issues, and also for persons with disabilities to come out clearly and also say that yes, these are the things you've provided for us, but we still have some gaps, and we are showcasing the gaps. Yes, and I think this day will be celebrated in Mubende on the 3rd of December. I just wanted to put that out.
Okay. Well, we are still looking at the International Day of Persons with Disability, but also special emphasis on the Child Disability Fund, or call it grant, because this is money that they're going to be getting. It's not something that you're going to be paying back should it see the light of day. Now I come back to my brother here, Joel. Joel, I know you're advocating for this very, very much.
Yes.
And you want it to having been passed yesterday.
Yeah.
Now, what are the challenges that you're facing in your advocacy?
Thank you so much, Chirabo. Yeah, of course, one of the things that normally comes across is about resource envelope, or no money. Money will never be enough. But I normally tell them, look at what you will incur when this thing is not addressed. And when you address it, how much will be saving? That's one. So, even if you postpone a problem, it will remain what? A problem. It's better you address it now and plan with the limited resources that are available. But it's good that at least already I don't have a VD, but 15 billion that was earmarked. We can start from there. Another challenge that it is people lack information on disability. As I was telling you, you still find that a member of parliament, you really think of that being a Lord Mayor, it is about for you to skip a mialagino. Really, level, so you say that we should move away. So it shows that there is limited knowledge, limited awareness, because now we are looking at passing the child disability benefit. What is he going to say? So limited information. Many people do not understand the challenge of a little person goes through. The challenge of a person with disability or an albino goes through. They still believe in the charitable model, where someone, yes, charitable model would be good for in case of emergency. Because there is a war or a natural calamity has occurred, you want food and housing, isn't it? But now the disability is not going away.
And there is peace.
Yes, there is peace. We should look at the human rights model, an eye for an eye. For example, I'm short. Just next year we are going to vote. Will my vote be short? So it will be
votes are
counted
equal.
as a whole vote. So as it is, the way how you want me is address my concerns. So I call us, so I'm very happy for UBC to bring us here, but also I urge the MDD at least to give us like this period for 6 months, every Monday or Tuesday, and we create awareness about disability. Another challenge that we have is that people still believe in the grants, but way. They are not looking at opportunities. For example, I was telling you a Myoga program. They are looking at 2% annually. Form these groups. I know it is hectic, but nothing is for just there. You have to put in. Go form these groups, at least 30 people, save well, approach microfinance support center. They will support you. Show better accountability, do audit, okay? And you can get 300 million at 2% interest. And when you do this business, you'll be able to ensure that you can benefit. Then another thing is about limited engagement of person with disabilities themselves to discuss on their issues, which is as a result of communication problem. Think of the deaf. There is a meeting nowadays, I see rallies around. Have you ever seen any rally with a sign language interpreter? No. You understand? Now when these rallies are there, it is really a huge number. Where, for example, I myself, I can't go through Chagulani thing to go and see. Okay? There are always fights. Even the police, when he's doing their things, they don't think that really there is this person who is crawling. The other day I saw in Mukono an old woman who was crawling, was tear gas. Please, the IGP, there are things we do, but put it in your mind. This is your mother. Have proper guidelines. Now I'm saying that when it comes like a crisis, there is a way, still the law, the other law is saying, there is a law that guides how to get into these things. So limited engagement, all person with disabilities to decide on their issues. Lastly, low uptake of the challenges of person with disabilities that go through. People think, for example, when I came, you asked me, are you also disabled? What I know you were teasing me out. But some people, it is serious. Because when they see you, as a person with disability, they think that you should crawl. Those are the person with disabilities only. They don't understand that, yes, you are seeing me walking. But for example, I have a back pain, which is chronic, okay? Every day, I can't even carry 5 kg on my head. Think of even if I'm with my child or I'm carrying a small bag, I need a border. So I normally say that person with disabilities, we should work harder because we are the people who are supposed to provide others for others because of our needs. I'm a blind person. I need a guide. I'm going somewhere. Will the guide pay for his transport?
Definitely. No, it has to be you.
Thank you.
Well, that insight into what people with disabilities go through. Now, in the interest of time, I'll just give Marvin 2 minutes to have his parting shot.
Yes. I'm also enjoying the discussion on persons with disabilities. Every time we learn new things, even when we think we have collected enough information on the subject matter, we realize that living the experience is something different. Yeah. And I really continuously appreciate my colleague here, Joel, for providing an insight on what it is that persons with disabilities go through. This issue of wealth creation, of course, in the interest of time, we have already fronted the element of child disability benefit. We have been advocating for that continuously as the Uganda Parliamentary Forum on Social Protection to ensure that this particular category of almost 150,000 persons with starting with severe disabilities, the ones that we call severe disabilities, are targeted. Then after that, we can cascade it upwards to cover everybody with disabilities between the ages of
0 to
17 years of age. And of course, for a start, with the development of this program, it has already been stipulated that what government needs to provide for a start is 15 billion. But looking at the populace, ideally we should be able to cascade it upwards to the tune of 230 billion to cover all the children with disabilities between the ages of 0 to 17 years of age. But also, just to point out that my colleague here is a beneficiary of MYOGA. That is why he's very, very interested in the subject matter of MYOGA. But there are also other programs that government is ensuring that persons with disability particularly benefit. When you look at the NSF, the midterm, for persons without disabilities, I think midterm is, you get it at 45 years, but for persons with disabilities, you get it at 40 years. So that shows affirmative action from government. We also have the PDM, which is the most populous program. For persons who are without disabilities, usually within their groups, each person is given that 1 million shillings. But a discussion was ensued to ensure that persons without disabilities are also provided with extra money to cater for some of the gaps that they would have. So for them, as opposed to getting 1 million shillings, they are getting 1.5 million shillings under PDM. But also under other social protection programs like the labor intensive public works. When labor intensive public work programs are being developed, we ensure that there is this particular category of persons who may not be able to physically do the work that is required of them. Like, for instance, in those programs, you will have people clearing roads, digging ponds, planting trees, some very physical and tiring work that requires a lot of energy. And sometimes persons with disability may not be able to do that. So we ensure that a 10% of these funds is given to them. They are targeted to be given this 10% without them providing that work. So during this celebration of the International Day of Persons with Disabilities, it is important that first of all, we showcase these programs, but also we bring on colleagues like Joel to highlight the gaps of the issues that they're seeing. Of course, I could come and present issues that I have read from somewhere and present them here. But Joel is presenting a lived experience. And I think the persons with disability appreciate that more because they have that common slogan that I've told you, nothing for us without us.
Well, thank you so much, Marvin. In a minute, I must move out of here to leave room for more programming. Please, Joel, as we wind up.
Thank you. I will start where I said nothing for us without us, but we need it actively. Why? In some of these programs, they just go around and they pick, hey, there is a disability. They bring even someone who cannot articulate issues, but the issue is on disability. So I urge you that whoever has got an opportunity to be active as a person with disability, because we are supposed to speak and speak. Another thing is about access to information. This is the UBC. I request that this is a very good program. I have appreciated it, but next time let us have a sign language interpreter.
Okay,
my brother.
Okay, we shall do that.
Another thing is about it is election. And we are going for it. I call upon the person with disabilities that whoever who does not articulate your issues as a leader, don't vote for him. And whoever who discriminates you, like a Sewanyana, don't vote for him unless he has come out and said that please. And let also Lukwago say it out, because we have not heard from him. We are getting accidents. We are doing what? So if you go anywhere on those and you start making jokes out of the pain that we go through, it's bad. Lastly, person with disabilities, chance knocks once. When it happens, use it. You know, there are so many people who make wrong things. But if, take an example, there are thieves that have gone somewhere and there was a person with disability, they will normally report they were thieves. including a person with disability. This is how it comes, as if it makes a lot of news. So please, if you have got opportunity, use it well. Lastly, I call upon all parents, please go and register your children disabilities. Number speaks it out. It is good, at least in this population census, it came up very well. Total, we are 6 million plus. Persons of little persons, we are 194,271. The male are 89,000. The female 105,000. So once we have these numbers, we shall be able to advocate more and more. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much, gentlemen. I just want to wish you and your colleagues a very good celebration. That's on the 3rd of this month, December, where we shall be celebrating the International Day of Persons with a Disability. But also, let's support these people, because you never know when disability will knock. Anyone can have a disability at any one time, and you join the fraternity. So let's make it safe for them, so that in case you're there, you have a soft landing. Have the best of your day. God bless you.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
In a nation hungry for truth, a world where every story matters, there exists a beacon of trust and reliability. For decades, they've been our voice and our window to the world, holding the mirror of our history. With 4 TV stations and 11 radio channels spanning 27 languages, they stand as guardians of information, defenders of truth. With Mascari Heritage Advantage, they uphold every citizen's right to reliable and free information. Their archive stories shaped our past and illuminate our present. Yet now, as new challenges arise and the world evolves, their mission faces its greatest test yet. Be part of our journey and let's navigate the unknown, uncover the untold, and safeguard our future together.